AI apocalypse, stealing jobs, destroying humanity, and what about regulations? Hello everyone, this is handsome Antalya. Lately, the realm of artificial intelligence, or AI, has been stirring up a storm of debate. Could it lead to a world disaster? Today, we are diving into diverse options, tapping into the minds of notable figures in AI fields to unravel this complex debate. The fear that AI would cause major catastrophe came from several angles. Besides the concern of job loss due to AI automation, there's growing worry that AI might make people lazy in thinking and creativity. The Center for AI Safety outlined 4 possible scenarios. 1. Misinformation storm. The threat of AI-driven misinformation could disrupt the society, creating mistrust and chaos. 2. Power centralization. The idea of AI power could fall into a few hands, leading to oppressive censorship. 3. Human dependence. The scenario where humans become overly dependent on AI, much like the scenario depicted in the film War-E. 4. Chemical weapon threat. The fear of AI being used to design lethal chemical weapons. According to Tristan, his organization was able to coax Meta's recently launched open-source Llama 2 model to describe a way to create dangerous biological compounds. The last point gains more weight with the rise of open-source models. Respected figures like Professor Wendy Howe from University of Southampton and Dr. Andrew Gorski from the Institution for People-Centered AI at the University of Surrey have voiced concern. They argue that releasing the open-source models is like handing out the blueprint for the nuclear weapons. Once open-sourced, these models are accessible to anyone, making legal regulation a tough challenge. This echoes earlier concerns of misuse of large language models and potential negative impacts. Well, the discussion isn't all doom and gloom. A notable figure holding a diverging opinion on the threat of AI is Professor Andrew Ng. His perspective tends to tone down the fear surrounding AI and highlight some of the hyperbole in prevailing narratives. Professor Ng argues about the idea of AI leads to distinction is a narrative propelled by large tech companies, aiming for regulatory capture. He believes that such exaggerations, when combined, could lead to a severe overreaction. He further points out that the current discussion on the threat that AI posed to humanity have been vastly blown out of proportions. Contrary to many peers in the AI community, Andrew Ng doesn't believe AI harbors the danger of extinguishing humanity. In the video, he shared a viewpoint, offering a reassuring stance. He contended that certain AI companies, in a bid to gain dominance in the AI field, have resorted to a fear-mongering, a tactic he finds counterintuitive. There's a burgeoning notion that resistance to open-source models is a monopolistic move by big corporations. Open-source models are seen as a boon for startups, aiding them in developing and utilizing models, thus propelling technology advancement and the application of large language models across various sectors. Especially as a startup entrepreneur myself, Andrew champions a harmonious development approach, continually supporting startups in leveraging large language models for innovation. Echoing a similar sentiment, Elon Musk stated, "Giant supercomputer clusters that cost billions of dollars are the risks, not the startup in the garage." This segment of discussion shines a light on the broader dialogue between fostering innovations through open-source models and the fear of monopolizations by big tech giants, each with its set of the implication on the future of AI. The potential risks surrounding AI have sparked discussions on establishing international laws and regulations. The idea of catastrophe event akin to a sci-fi movie scenes might be improbable due to the immense computational power required. The indirect route to disaster, likened to everyone processing nuclear power blueprints, seems plausible. This highlights the urgency for robust legislation. The challenge lies in defining AI ethics, adjudication boundaries, and assuring data transparency. In a world already marred by political opacity and international relations marginalization, Schumer worries that legislating AI presents a myriad of concerns, including privacy invasion, copyright infringements, racial bias, and military utilization of AI technology. The quest for determining ethical and legal standards, ensuring their authoritative enforcement, and administering effective penalty post-violation is monumental. The uncontrolled legality of open-source content developers adds to the dilemma, suggesting a proactive approach of signing treaties in advance, placing responsibility on developers. This discourse on international law and AI regulation is a complex endeavor, demanding a global effort. The imperative for a structured regulation framework remains paramount to mitigate risks and harness AI's potential for global good, requiring a blend of foresight, collaboration, and stringent enforcement to navigate this legal labyrinth. To be honest, if you ask me whether artificial intelligence would lead to a human extinction, my answer is no. Humans will bring it upon themselves. As morality gradually fades and people become desensitized, losing humanity, tolerating any action of evil, and turning a blind eye into every injustice, we are paving the way for a big storm in the future. It might seem far-fetched and irrelevant now, but AI could be used as a powerful tool to destroy the world. Yet, goodness and conscience can mend the holes in this world. Perhaps our pace of repair can't catch the rate of destruction, but that doesn't mean we should give up the fight. The strength of one person might not suffice, but the collective power of thousands and millions can surely make waves. Keep fighting, warriors.